Yeah, he's really fun. He's a really fun watch in the run game. In the pass game, we'll talk about it. I don't think he's the best pass rusher. He has the ability to. It's not like he can't do it. He just typically plays a little bit too high in his pass rush. So he might get an initial shock on a guy, but then they get their anchor down because he's not able to really run through the ground, roll his hips up, and get a consistent bull rush. So 99 right here, stuff not on the stat sheet. Okay. So now you have a situation where it's obviously a short yardage situation in week one for the Broncos, and you have Woods. I don't know if there's an exchange here with the linebacker with whatever gap he shoots, he's going to shoot the other one. We have Woods who comes off the ball very aggressively here, gets his hands inside, left hand to the chest, right hand into the shoulder, extension, trying to just play that A gap, and he pushes the guard so far back that he runs him directly into the running back. The running back is forced to cut back, and then he loses the ball. Trying to gather himself. But we see some good athleticism off the line, some good explosion there. Obviously, hell of power. You're going to see ridiculous power throughout this review from Woods, and there's times where it doesn't even look like he's trying, and he's just dominating full-grown men in front of him. So, 2-eye, loose one right here from Woods. It's geez, man. So he comes off the ball. Okay, offensive line is zone stepping. He's going to take on 66. Woods realizes that. Tight hands to the inside, or at least the left hand is tight. The right hand looks like it's onto the shoulder again. Doesn't really matter because he gets extension, peeks into the backfield, sees that the running back is taking that run shallow, drops his base a little bit, gets off that left instep on his left foot right there. Torque, push, pull, free yourself up right into the running back. Running back has no shot once he wraps you up. There's absolutely no shot there, but you could see him just tossing full grown men like that. It doesn't even look like he tried there. Is he even giving full effort? Like Jesus, man. But the timing of that, the extension, the reading of the backfield, the timing of the shed, like I kind of just said, just ridiculous. Woods too easy right here, too. Right? Like this play, it almost looks like he's not trying, right? Like it's just, and it almost, and honestly, you probably want to see him diagnose the run a little bit better, but they're running counter, um, counter OH or OF, but really it's like more OH than OF. But with that being said, you have 64 right there. I believe is that the center. The center who's blocking back to Al Woods. Al Woods sees the vacating guard. What's usually coming with a vacating guard to your left or to your right? A down block or a block back to you by the offensive lineman to his right. So sees it coming, hands inside, extension, just throws him off of him. Al Woods is evaluating the run. There's a shitload of congestion right there. A lot. So he doesn't really know. He's, at this point, okay, hesitate, keep reading it. And that's what he does. 64 comes back to make contact with him. Al Woods, nope, no child, not you. Spins him around, finds the running back, makes the tackle. Like, barely trying here. Like, even when he comes into contact here, he's standing completely straight up. I don't think his right foot is really attached to the ground. He's not dropping off his instep. He's on his toes. A little bit of instep. Extension, torque, literally throws a guy off of him twice without trying. That's way too easy. Now, you'd like to see him obviously make that tackle. You like to see him again, maybe diagnose a split second quicker, and you'd like to see him cross his helmet and at least wrap up with two hands. The one hand doesn't really do. What might actually happen here? It looks like 64 grabs his hand right there, so it's not able to wrap. So you can excuse him a little bit for that. Obviously, ideally, he makes a tackle, right? Woods back-to-back tackles. Okay, one tech right here. Good effort, chase down, but zone steps. Okay, slightly late off the ball, but extension into the center. Read the backfield, extension into the center, reading the backfield. Obviously, is going to work down the line of scrimmage to where the run is going. to where the run is going. Does that, keeps that extension. 64 gets his feet crossed up with Quentin Jefferson there, actually. You have Al Woods, who maintains his extension, takes a good, like, and even for him, like, we have to talk about pursuit angles from defensive linemen too. He knows right here that taking a flat angle, he could be screwed. So he actually takes the angle a little bit higher right there, which is nice. Gets the hit on the running back. It's a good pursuit angle. Oh, sorry. Second play. I forgot there was 2 plays in here. So now you have him playing a little bit more aggressively, seeing the double team is coming, trying to take on the high leg, gets his hands on first, gets extension. He gets pushed a little bit by the combo to Al Woods' right. He gets pushed a little bit because the run is actually going. It's more of like a duo. Al Woods realizes that, spins to get back over the top, tackle. Again, pretty simple one. This one's pretty simple. It's not necessarily the best in terms of his, and he doesn't always have the best technique in terms of him anchoring down and getting low, either taking on one man or spiking the double team. Like, he doesn't do a lot of that stuff, at least with like pristine consistency. But he's so damn strong that he doesn't need perfect technique sometimes. And this is one of those plays where he could anchor down better. He can get a little bit lower into it. He could drop his base and really try to hold his ground. But he kind of gets too lateral. Again, feels the play out, spin, get back on the play, make the tackle. Woods versus center. Okay. 2-eye, loose one. Oh, versus the OC, like the coordinator. So they were just trying to not even trap him. They were just trying to completely let him run free. And hoping that the running back can beat him to the line of scrimmage or beat him to the spot. Is this a good design for a run that's relatively shallow? No, it's a pretty poor design, but Woods steps up the field. Oh shit, I'm not getting blocked. I see the quarterback's back. I'm going to attack the mesh point. It's what he does, wraps up the running back for an easy tackle. I don't like, now if this was a play where it was a toss and he was supposed to go really far to the outside, okay, but with a shallow track like that, right into Woods, it just doesn't make much sense unless somebody else jacked it up, but hey, whatever. Woodshed. Does Al Woods take somebody to the woodshed? All right. 2-eye. So now, matching zone steps. Comes off the ball, extension. And by the way, something that's ridiculous about him, and you'll notice it throughout this review, the dude has 36-inch arms. So you have a guy who's immovable for the most part, especially with good technique, and who has 36-inch arms. Just ridiculous. So comes off the ball, matches the zone steps, extension, hands on, extension. Keep reading the backfield. Keep the left arm on. Why? Because if he cuts back, you have you have him torquing to completely disregard or disengage from the offensive lineman, and then obviously you make the tackle. And even if he were to take this to the play side, then you have that contact point to work through. So good job by Woods. Disengage, read the backfield, tackle. Again, ridiculous arm length, but good job getting lateral. Good job matching. Good job getting hands inside. Again, when you just see him torque guys. Like when you just take that extension, guys just get thrown. It's just, some guys are not powerful enough, not nearly powerful enough. Woods worked to pass deflection late off snap, caught. Okay, right here, 2-eye. We laid off the snap. Yep, laid off the snap. Gets, and you want to see him be a little bit more ready with his hands, and it's almost like he's inviting contact right there. Okay, go ahead, shoot, see what happens. But still, laid off the snap. You want to see him be a little bit more forceful, but he's light in his stance, ready to react. He obviously gets caught a little bit, but double swipes that hand away. Now starts his rush. Gets hands on, tight elbows, extension. Gets the long arm into the guard. Sees Jimmy G start to load up. The front hand and the back hand separate. Notices it. Gets those 36-inch arms up there. Pass deflection. Good job. And we see the power in the core right there, swiping that hand off of him. The long arm is good right there. Keeping him off of you, opening up that B gap. Again, awareness to see that the hand is separating, pass deflection. Woods trip, but still. Okay, I really zoomed in on this one. Gonna get more of a life-size version here, but he's gonna be a 0. He's just gonna dominate somebody. Yeah, okay. So you have the center who obviously engages with him quickly because we have a Mike zone and ISO, and Al Woods comes off the ball. Again, even with his hands relatively wide, like you can see his hands, you see the black glove on both sides come wide, but he still gets control of the shoulders. Gets extension, and now he plants with the left foot off the instep to stop himself, uses the offensive lineman momentum against him, torques him, just completely tosses him. Now, yes, his feet get tripped up, but you could just see how physically dominant he is here still. Even with the trip, tossing dudes. They stuff the run, big part because Al Woods just dominating people in the middle. Because let's say Al Woods didn't do that, and 65 doesn't run into him. Does Juszczyk get in right there, driving his feet instead of running to the back? Maybe. Woods sack. Is this a spin? I don't know. Zero tech over the center. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so at first he just takes like what I refer to as a lag step, just stepping opposite of the defensive linemen or the offensive linemen. So lag step, extension. So right here he's really just two gapping, just stepping opposite, two gapping, extension inside, hands on first, extension. Gets moved a little bit to his right, which actually opens him up for a good pass rush because now he's rushing a vacated gap, reading the play action. Once he sees that it's play action, commits, pulls himself through. Now he doesn't have blazing speed up the arc right there, so he realizes once he gets contacted in his shoulder that he's not going to be able to bend and finish that. So instead of doing that, he almost gets assisted by 78, who pushes his shoulder, which obviously then throws him into a spin move. So he follows the spin move out, ice pick, extension into the offensive lineman trying to assist, clear your horizontal path to the quarterback, sack. It's a good pass rush, right? But this is not typical. But I could see people who only watch the sacks and they watch two and whatever. People don't watch enough reps to really know his strengths and weaknesses. That's all I'm going to say. But with this, again, good job just taking advantage of the momentum and then getting in on the sack. And we see some agility there, right? Wood sack again. Not the next play, but the next game.